good is this for an off-grid beach location? It is beach camping at its absolute best, and this location will be up in a couple of episodes. Before we get into tonight's episode, I want to give a shout out to a viewer, Matt Easterby, who commented on our Starlink video and said you need to share this information with everyone because this is an offer too good to miss.
Yes, there is a current promo on direct from Starlink. It is amazing. More than 50% discount. The hardware, which includes the satellite dish, the modem, the cables, $450. That's right through until New Year's Eve. It's for the Australian market only. If you were thinking about getting Starlink, or you know you are going to purchase one, now would be the absolute time to do it while it is at this amazing price.
We wish that it was half price when we joined in. I think it was $900+ for the hardware. Look, this is an absolute game changer. I mean, if you are traveling Australia in any RV, whatever it is, and you want connectivity, you are thinking about working remotely, homeschooling the kids, you want that peace of mind so that, you know, if you break down or there's an emergency, you can still connect, or whether you just want to sit in the outback and FaceTime the grandkids, this is a no-brainer. I think if you haven't already, jump onto it, and as Katie said, it's right up till New Year's.
Yes, and if you've got any questions about it and you haven't already, check out the review that we did. Now, that's a couple of episodes ago, but Paul goes into all of the details and will probably answer some of those questions in terms of usability, also ongoing costs as well. And if you are interested or you do want to take advantage of this amazing price while this offer is on, jump onto the link in the description below. That'll take you straight over. It is an Australian only offer for Starlink RV.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to give you one more view of this incredible location. Enjoy tonight's episode. Grab yourself a drink. All right, let's do it.
Bye.
Now what you can see here is I had a time-lapse camera on last night getting the night sky. Well, it was actually a night lapse, and Kate and I just rocked off, paper, scissors, rock, and you can obviously tell who won and who lost because, yep, Kate had to go get the camera. Job. There we go. Thank you, babe. Better luck next time.
The sun's going down as I try to make my way through the crowd. Feeling alive. I love being by your side. It makes me shine. We got one summer, so let's make it count. You make me feel like everything's alright.
good here this morning. It's already had a bit of rain actually, but it's pretty good, isn't it? Absolutely love it. It's so tempting to even stay another day, but hang on, here's the wifey.
Hello, can I give you some rubbish?
Ah, rubbish. I was hoping that was going to be a coffee.
Yeah, coffee's almost up.
Okay. But yeah, no, absolutely stunning. We might actually have a quick chat about this place, tell you all about it. It's Elim Beach. Absolutely must visit location. All right, the rubbish. I want to show you this as well, actually. They allow you to leave your rubbish here and they collect it and then dispose of it, which is not always the case. Quite often you have to take your rubbish with you. We love our rear wheel bag, but it's got me thinking because we actually do still produce a fair whack of rubbish. We'd love to say that, you know, we're trying to figure out how to reduce it, but there's quite a lot of recyclable and then just, you know, landfill. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually getting a second rear wheel bag and putting it on the back spare tyre of the van and using that for recyclables, because the recyclables are always a lot lighter than this stuff, so I'll keep the weight off the back. And these MSA bags are absolutely awesome. You can see that's already filling up, but I will get rid of it. Brilliant size. You can also unclip those two clips there, and then you can drop them down to the clips underneath. And what that does is it means that then you're only accessing it at this side here. We're packed up, we're about to go, but that is such a clever design that we love. So watch this space. Hopefully I'll get a second one coming soon. I'll have a good chat to the guys at MSA. Kate, where's the coffee? Hey, here you go, look at this.
Ta-da.
Da-da-da-da. Beautiful. All right, you can see the rain clouds over there on the horizon. There's been some pretty game fishermen, I have to say. A lot of guys have been out here fishing, setting up right on the shoreline. I'm going to put the camera down here so we can have a bit of a chat actually. Hopefully we're in frame. I did try and get a bit of an idea. Hey, there we go.
Oh my gosh, how beautiful is it now?
So beautiful. This is a fisherman's paradise. I mean, I'm talking to the couple of new campers that rocked up late yesterday afternoon, and they caught one bream, I think he said one mangrove jack, and a bottlenose shark. Fortunately not a bottlenose dolphin, which is good news. I've watched them walking out through the mangroves. I just wouldn't do that.
No, I think my head's a little bit on the extreme side after all of those years working with Steve-O at Australia Zoo. I'm very overcautious, I think is the right word when it comes to saltwater crocodiles. Okay, let's tell you about Elim Beach. Thank you. God bless you. It's so beautiful
Nespresso.
here.
Love our capsule coffee. You can actually recycle those as well. You can collect them and dispose of them. Those little aluminium capsules.
Actually, I've read somewhere that some people also put their coffee grinds in their composting toilet. So if you do that and it works, let us know. I'd be interested to know about tea leaves as well. Anyway, we're off topic.
Coffee aroma while you're sitting on the loo. Love it. Okay, this place is fantastic. I actually got to have a chat with the next in line, the traditional owner here, Ivan Deemal. His dad's a little bit famous, Eddie. He tells me about his dad's story, how the campsite actually got set up back there in 2001. So we will put that on the end of this episode so that you can check that out, because it's a pretty cool story.
It is so beautiful here too, and such a privilege to be able to come and camp on this land. And you know, with that stunning backdrop of the coloured sands just down there and absolute water frontage, it's gorgeous. It's quiet.
It is so quiet. That is what is remarkably noticeable about this, and Ivan actually chatted about that being its real point of difference, and hopefully that won't actually change. The coloured sands are
amazing.
1 kilometre to 2 kilometres walk if you're feeling fit in this sort of heat. You might be more like us and inclined to drive up there. There are some, they look abandoned sort of shacks. They're really just a seasonal shacks that the locals use from Hopevale, and you can park there and then walk down. We did look at going down there, but the tide was certainly coming in. It was right on the end of the turnaround and a couple of hours before the high, and so I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, which is fine with us, but we did stick the drone up, and it is absolutely stunning, the different colours. And what I've loved is watching at the different times of day how the sun hits on those different colours and really lights them up. And the white is, it's like snow. It is so white.
Ivan said that these are the purest silica in the world.
Amazing.
And it is incredible.
Yeah.
That have got more heavy minerals in it,
Yeah,
I think
right.
he said. So that's where you get all the different colours. But on the way in, there's an area called the Gap, and it is bright white.
Oh, it's amazing.
Amazing. I'll try and get the drone up on the way out, depending on the weather. It is definitely changing today. They're expecting not only a heat wave, which we already feel like we're experiencing.
Having a heat wave.
Exactly, Marilyn. But it is going to be stormy as well. Going back through the Gap and using the drone, this is a question I know I'll get, is that we have asked for permission from the TOs, the traditional owners, to use the drone, not only down at the Coloured Sands, but through the Gap and then over towards, I think, is it Mount Bedford? Cape Bedford, sorry. We took a drive out there. We did have a little bit of mishap. Okay, we hit the soft sand. We were trying to get through. We actually made it all the way through to the beach. No issues at all, but I might have just dropped off some of the momentum there, and so we're just before getting completely bogged. So before I actually get the max tracks down, I thought I'll just drop some air pressure out and see if they can get us off. I'm actually going to drop them down to 20 psi, which I think will actually do the job. Failing that, the next shot you see will be max tracks. Katie digging holes. Here we go. Something really cool is that there's 2 compressors built in. Double compressor, one on each side. This one is hooked up to the ARB links, which at this very moment is actually working. How good is that? So you can program the actual PSI pressure in there and then either inflate or deflate depending on what you're trying to do. We're going to deflate, so I've dropped it on there to 20 psi. Let's see how we go. 20! There you go. Resourceful.
Yeah. Good job. Let's hope it works.
All right, here we go.
And if it doesn't, max track start.
Yeah. Keep it coming.
Oh, I wanted to get the max track.
Good job.
That's right. There's plenty of time for max tracks, mate. When you get older, you can have fun with max tracks.
I wasn't sure how far you were going to
I'm
come
happy
back.
without the max tracks. Here we go. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's hope that I actually got to a flat enough part. All right. A little bit of speed.
And we're off.
Here we go. So that wasn't too bad in the end, and little Jasper there trying to make us work harder.
Yeah, he definitely wanted to get out and do some more digging. In fact, that's basically what he's done the entire time that we've been here, is just play out in the sand and the dirt, and it's awesome. I love seeing him at the end of the day just completely filthy from head to toe. It's made for some interesting showers. But on that, the campsite does have amenities here. They do have nice cool showers, and to be honest, you don't need anything more. We haven't had a hot shower since we arrived in the tropics, so it is lovely to get under that cool water. You can have a campfire, which is so awesome. It was really beautiful sitting out and eating our dinner and just listening to the sound of that tide coming in and out. So I love this place because I think it reminds you just how remote places in Australia can be and how wild and untouched they still are.
Yet it's, I think, maybe an hour and 15, an hour and a half from Cooktown.
On a mostly sealed road. I mean, it's only the short drive in the last couple of kilometres.
And it's not too bad. We didn't let our tyres down for that part. I mean, we're towing a 3-ton van, so it's definitely doable in high range or just, normal, which is how we left it. The other business that does lease part of the land here is the kite surfing adventures. And they have 10 very unique accommodation options. They are tanks. They're basically massive big poly tanks. They lease it off Ivan and the traditional owners. They're seasonal, so if kite surfing is your thing, I think the season starts in April. It is spectacular. To have that backdrop of the colour sands, I think would be pretty impressive. Amazingly, the caretaker who met us, Frank, he rocked up here 8 years ago to camp and he has never left.
It's pretty amazing. You can see the appeal though for a solo traveller, somebody wanting that seclusion and that little hidden paradise. Why would you leave?
Exactly. Absolutely stunning. All right, we are about to leave, unfortunately. We're going to pack up everything, get Jasper locked and loaded into the vehicle, and we're heading back through Cooktown to a pretty cool hip camp. Off-grid. Can't wait.
Talk about an awesome start to season 7.
Amazing. Absolutely.
How amazing is this incredible landscape? It is the Black Mountain National Park. It is located not far from Cooktown. You absolutely can't miss it on the drive in or out of town. These two huge granite boulder mountains that just stick up out of the landscape, and they are so different to anything else in this region. It is just incredible. We pulled up. Paul has thrown the drone up to get some spectacular footage and a closer look at the mountains. This is sacred land for the traditional owners of this area, the Kukuyulanji people. And the Dreamtime story that goes along with these mountains is quite awesome to read about on the interpretive signage. It talks of two brothers from the Rock Wallaby totem who were both vying for the hand in marriage of the same girl from the Python totem, and they decided to have a competition, as you do when you're vying for love, who could build the highest mountain. And in their haste to win her affection, none of them noticed that a cyclone was coming, and unfortunately it didn't end well for all three of them. And as the story goes, to this day, rock wallaby and pythons can still be seen here at Black Mountain. It's a really interesting stories and a lot of myths and legends also that come from these particular mountains, and well worth a stop to take a closer look when you are on your way in or out from Cooktown. Okay, this looks good. Bush camping. Please drive slowly past the buildings. When you see the house beep, no reply. Follow the signs to the sites. Pick a site. We'll see you soon. And I love it. The small print. Thank you with the big smiley face. I think this is going to be awesome.
Every so often we get to find a campsite that has a different sort of feel about it. It, as you say, Katie, different energy, it connects us differently. And Rossville Retreat, it's a 210-acre private property with this beautiful natural Aussie bush setting and then the stunning backdrop of Black Mountain. It really is special, and I think too because we're the only ones here, that certainly has added to the experience.
Yeah, it's so true. And of course the owners, Dave and Sandy, they are seriously two of the most passionate, high energy people we've had the pleasure of meeting on our travels. They really complete the picture here, going out of their way to make you feel like you're at home.
Absolutely. I tell you what, this is a first, but as we rolled into the property, right in front of you, you're met by this massive airstrip, grass lawn airstrip, and he screams out on his quad, introduces himself, his enthusiasm is absolutely exuding out of him, and he says, "We've got all of these sites along the airstrip, but do you want to do something a little bit different?" He said, "Jump on the back of the quad." I'm like, okay, so out of the 79, onto the back of the quad, and boom, we zip off down the runway and off into the bush. A few minutes later, as we wind down through the bush to one of the most spectacular sites down by the Annan River, it was an absolute no-brainer. Zipped me back up and then guided us safely down through what was an off-road track, but wide enough for the van, down into this amazing site.
Oh, so beautiful, right by the river, under the shade of big, tall gum trees and with nobody else around. Jasper, of course, absolutely loved it. There was no noise restrictions. He had the whole place to himself to be able to run and play. And we just really spent a couple of days enjoying the environment. Waking up to the sounds of the birds was just my favourite part of it all. So peaceful, and then this song that just went on for hours. And to be able to sit out under the awning with a coffee and watch the river be like a mirror on those early mornings.
It is a special place. Look, I think we're right before the wet season, so the minimum temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. The maximum is 34, and that's every day is the same. So by about 9 a.m, you're almost hitting your maximum temperature. It's incredibly humid. It always feels like it's going to storm. In the late afternoon, Jasper and I had set up our own little cubby tent between the gums and watched the storm roll in, and then sat out there for this heavy downpour of rain that sort of comes and goes in about a 30-minute time span. It was so good. Such a great moment for me to share with Jasper.
Hey, Mum. We may need an umbrella. And are you going to make us some morning tea?
Oh, that sounds good. Hopefully there's a biscuit in there as well.
And maybe like a Milo or something.
There's also a couple of walking tracks down by the river, so we put the hiking boots on and got ourselves walking along up to where we're told the locals swim in the little Annan River. There's a nice little sandy beach area and some rock pools and rapids, and that was just great again to get out and explore the environment.
I think the highlight for me was that we came back to camp and then put our blanket out, sat there, had a picnic underneath the shade by the river. Beautiful.
It really is. Now, after a couple of days of being down there in the shade, we thought we'd better move up to the airstrip and really give our batteries a chance to charge up. I think we were running them down to about 50% down there in the shade, and things were working great. So we moved up for a different experience and camped on the airstrip for a couple of nights. Of course, that sun just charged the batteries in no time at all, which was fantastic.
Something really unique too is finding yourself parked on the side of a runway, an airport in effect, with the sunset behind you. That was absolutely beautiful. We then found a bit of a happy medium. We've moved the van into a large oval area that has the shade of the afternoon, but then also the full sun during the day. So by 10:30 a.m, you're back to 100% on your batteries through the solar panels. So that's been great. Now, they are pet friendly.
Yes.
They actually have their own couple of dogs that are rescue dogs, very friendly. They are happy to meet and greet you on arrival as well. And they have some big plans. They're looking to extend to also offer a glamping experience with a half a dozen safari tents positioned around a central dam. I think that is going to be an experience worth coming back for us, revisiting, and see them bringing these dreams actually to life. I think is going to be fantastic.
What's so great is that it's only about 25 minutes into Cooktown. So to be here as a base to get out and explore further afield. Also, the very famous Lion's Den Hotel is only a couple of minutes down the road, so you can quite easily pop down to the pub, have a meal, have a beverage, tick that one off your North Queensland bucket list, and then come back to this absolute sanctuary. This really is the quiet alternative.
Something that we're looking forward to experience, of course, is the iconic Bloomfield track, and this is perfect for that. It really is the start or finish of that track that gets you through those winding roads with those massive ascents and descents through the mountain ranges down to the ocean and the rainforest of the Daintree. This would be a great place to do that loop, set up camp, and return here after you've been out for a big day exploring. I think this would be perfect.
We're really excited actually to follow Dave and Sandy's journey and their transformation of this property. And we always talk about how the people that you meet during your travels really enrich your experience, and Rossville Retreat is a perfect example of that.
Thank you for having us here.
That's good. You're welcome.
Thank you, mate. Give me a little bit of the history. I'd love to know. I think your dad's name, Eddie.
Eddie Deemal. He's a traditional owner for this land, for the owner. And I guess this land here, where we're on, the traditional land is about 16,000 hectares, but we have a 76 hectare lease here for the park. And that was his idea, that we needed some security over the thing, so we did that. And then he retired here back when he was about in his 70s, so he came and retired here, and then basically he moved a caravan down here, and then it all started. People were starting to wander down here and say, can we camp here? And he'd say, yeah, they would just start. So, and people had started in a small area down on the front of the beach, you know. And he lived in a caravan, a few little shacks here, and had a few toilets built and that, and everything he did himself, you know. He had a ute and a few things, and it started like that, and then it grew up eventually and kept on getting bigger. So it started about 2001, you know, and so we've been operating for quite some time now.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
Mate, I heard a story that it was the Gal Boys, the guys from Kedron bands, that probably went out and told everyone how good this place was when they met your dad down here fishing. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. They came here and they sort of built a rapport with my dad, and they came up every couple of years and play their little tricks, you know. They're good at these little... practical jokes, you know. Yeah, they are. They're funny guys. So they've been, and Dad got on well with Barry the elder, you know. So they were, and it's quite interesting. We had some good yarns with them and some good fun. Yeah.
That's awesome. They didn't sort him out a new Kedron van to live in, did they?
No.
Oh, jeez.
He kept building all these things. Maybe they'll sort me out with one.
Yeah. I'll make sure they see this. Listen, your dad, I believe Eddie lived to 95, is that right?
No, 96.
96, okay.
So,
wow.
Incredible. Yeah, he died just after Christmas in 21, so yeah. And it was, I mean, he had a great life, 96, had not many problems, you know. And living here and doing what he wanted to do. He kept on working at it and kept on doing things over the years and slowly got there, you know.
Pretty motivated.
Oh, yeah, very motivated. And you know, at a sprightly old 73, he was running around here digging holes and putting posts up and, you know, so just incredible.
Amazing. And what about yourself? How did you get involved with the campground?
I lived in Cairns for many years, and then every weekend or every second weekend I'd come up here and just stay, and then we'd do a few things, and then we started building the house, and I'm a carpenter by trade, so I said, we'll build this house, and he said, oh yeah, and I would give him little tasks to do, so, and that was good, because that sort of kept him going, you know. I'd say, when I come back next week, you put those posts in, and this post and that post, and we'll go the rest of the way, and that's what he would do. When I come up, he'd have them all cut, because he'd cut the posts, but he'd square them up with the chainsaw as well. So not only just the round post, he'd square them up and put them, dig a hole in the ground, and that's what's underneath the house now. They're still standing. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
He did all right.
He did all right.
The
posts were crooked, but the posts don't line up, you know, in a way, but we made the house square over those posts that he put in.
That's good. So it still worked.
It still worked. Yeah. It's just incredible.
It's amazing, isn't it? I think quite often for a lot of people, you need a purpose, don't you?
Yeah.
Sounds
That's right. Yeah.
Sounds like you gave him.
And every week, he'd just go and do all those little things, and we just work on slowly. So the house has been built, and we're still building it. It's about 20 years now, still going. We haven't finished yet, and we'll be ready to start the next one soon.
Okay, and is that going through council? You got plans in, or?
We've been part of it's been existing anyway, so you know.
That's right. Yeah.
So we were operating way before they actually brought a Shire Council in. So 2014 when the Shire Council started. So basically we were been operating for many years before that, so pretty
Good.
well existing, you know.
Now, how many campsites do you have in operation in
If you
your
put
peak?
them in individual sizes, it'd be about 50 campsites, but you could put them together, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
But we got two areas where we got big group sizes, so we can put the school groups, and we have other groups that do, particularly groups that come and do beach cleaning, and
Oh,
you know,
great.
so there's volunteer groups that come and do beach cleaning because a lot of the debris gets washed up on the beaches here from the southern equatorial current, they say. And it
Wow.
brings it all, and there's lots of debris, plastics and stuff, and these guys come probably every 3 months or so, and they do a big job of cleaning it up, tons and tons of it.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good job, and there's two groups that do that. There's Parlay, and there's also Tangaroa Blue. So
Okay.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
I mean, what an environment to actually find yourself volunteering for something like that.
Yeah, there's
Pretty
a lot
special.
of hard work, but there's a lot of volunteers, that do the job. That's good. It's incredible. But there's so much damage that plastics do. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
The sign down the front there, it says croc sightings regularly.
Yeah.
Is that primarily a deterrent, or there really is croc sightings?
Well, yeah, regularly as in probably once a year. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, at least, yeah. But that's a sighting. I mean, they're around. You can see, yeah.
You can see the slides on the...
Slides on the beaches and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mate, I hear your dad used to actually stand out there and spearfish, and
Yeah.
he was a...
Up to his armpits and, you know, and with a spear, and then he'd go, yeah.
Yeah, what about yourself? Are you that guy?
No, I'm not a game. No.
No.
And I'm not very good with the spear anyway. But he was very good, you know. That's how he lived, basically, you know, with the spear. And he would carry a little bag with crabs. So for the crabs, and he put the crabs in the front, and then he'd spear a fish and then he's very good at spearing fish. Amazing about how crocodiles never got him, and that's because I suppose being wise about the sea, you know.
Yeah. What is the main thing that people leave here with, do you think?
I think they realise when they come here it's very quiet. We don't have, well, so far so good. We don't have a busy road near us, you know. So the quiet time is quiet, and people don't realise it's so quiet at night. It's you don't have the traffic noise, and most people here come here respectfully, and they like the peace and quiet. So they just one of our camp rules is no music after 7 o'clock.
Fantastic.
Because we find that's a confusing thing about, we've always had the problem with people turning music on, and then they have a chat and they talk over and above the music, and then someone else next door does the same, and then we've got a battle of the sounds happening. It's just not good, you know. So that's what we ask people to just come here and be respectful. So, and it actually works. We've actually had really good clients coming in, you know, like, and everybody enjoys staying in a quiet place, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having us here, mate. We've absolutely loved it.
Thank you for coming here. It's bloody, great. Hope you come back again. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly Go RV magazine articles and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.